last aspect of power that I would like to discuss with you is that of total power. Now, this is an aspect that a lot of us want to give away. And the reason that we want to give it away is sometimes it's just too much like hard work to take responsibility for it. The truth of the matter is, we have total power over everything to do with ourselves. Our own emotions, our own actions, our own behaviors, our own attitudes. I'm sure that you would argue with me, especially on issues around attitudes, argue that the world is a negative place. My environment isn't conducive to a positive attitude. And you would be right. Your environment, you cannot change. That's in the context of no power. But what you can control is how you respond to that environment. That entirely is your decision and is entirely within your control. You have total power over your attitude. You have total power over whether or not you decide to be positive or negative in your environment. You have total power over your attitudes. You may also argue with me that my mom makes me crazy or my sister makes me angry. And yes, sometimes it feels like other people make us angry and other people make us happy. But in truth, who is it that becomes happy? Who is it that becomes angry? It's us. I become angry and I become happy. And ultimately, I am the one who chooses whether or not I am going to respond to that situation by being happy or respond to that situation by being angry. It is easier said than done, and it is a habit that we need to relearn over time, how to respond and be happy and be positive. But ultimately, it is our choice. It is something that we have total power over, and it is our responsibility. Our happiness or our sadness is our responsibility, and we need to take responsibility for that because nobody else has power over that, ultimately, than us. Things like our actions and our behavior. The devil made me do it. Did he? Ultimately, everything we do, everything we say, and everything we think is our choice. May not always feel that way because sometimes it's convenient to give away that power, because to take responsibility for that is a lot, and sometimes we're not ready for that responsibility. But at the end of the day, when you really think about it, everything to do with me, I have total power over. A lot of the time we do give away this power, telling ourselves that it's beyond my control, other people do this to me, I have no control over the way I think and feel and act. But we can take control over that. What we're missing out on is a manner of empowered living, to be able to make decisions in an empowered manner, to be able to move forward with clear intention every day, knowing what we can change in our lives and what we can manipulate and what we can take control and responsibility for. Imagine if we, in our everyday lives, could take responsibility for everything that was ours. Imagine if we were unhappy and we took full responsibility for our own happiness. How would our lives be different? Pretty different. Imagine if we were to take full responsibility for every single action of every moment of every day. The world would be a different place. Imagine if we could take responsibility for every thought that we have and be in complete control and take complete responsibility for everything we think. Things would be different, starting with our own lives and filtering out into the rest of the world. Ultimately, this awareness of what we have no power over, what we have partial power over, and what we have total power over, allows us to distinguish in our lives what things we have the power to change and what things we do not. Those things that we have no power to change, we can release and let go of them and accept them for what they are. Doesn't mean we don't care about them, and it doesn't mean we're forgetting about them. It means we're accepting them. It means we're saying, it is what it is. I'm happy with that. I can't do anything to change it. Things that we have partial power over. Do what we can, play our bit in our relationship, play 50% of the role, and release our attachment to the outcome. Those things that we have total power over, take responsibility for. And step by step, you will see how your life will change.